Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is teacher Ashley Hale with Level Up English. Today we are going to focus on business meetings. That's right, business meetings. We are going to look at introductions, stating the objective of a meeting, introducing the agenda of a meeting, and introducing the next topic of the meeting. Are you ready for the lesson? I know I am. Before we begin, don't forget to get your notebooks to take lots of notes. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. Did you subscribe? Perfect. Let's get started. Let's start by looking at the introductions. We are going to look at various ways that we can introduce ourselves and that we can introduce our colleagues at a business meeting. Let's go. Let me introduce myself. For this one, we would complete the sentence by filling in our name. Example, let me introduce myself. I am Mary. Let me introduce myself. I am Jacob. Let me introduce myself. I am Ashley. If we would like to introduce a colleague, we can say, please join me in welcoming. And we would complete the sentence with the name of our colleague. Example, please join me in welcoming Sam. Please join me in welcoming Anna, and so on. Another way to introduce a colleague at a meeting is to say, it's a pleasure to welcome, and we would complete the sentence with the name of our colleague. Example, it's a pleasure to welcome Sam. It's a pleasure to welcome Anna. We can also introduce a colleague by saying, I would like to introduce, and we would complete the sentence with the name of our colleague. Example, I would like to introduce Sam. I would like to introduce Anna. In a slightly more informal setting, we could say, have you already met Sam? Have you already met Anna? So the sentence pattern would be, have you already met? We can also introduce ourselves by saying, I'd like to introduce myself. Let's try this out. I'd like to introduce myself. I am Ashley Hale. Or we can say, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Ashley Hale. We can also go on and add where we are from. Example, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Ashley Hale. I am from Level Up English. Next, we are going to look at the 4 different ways that we can state the objectives of a meeting. Stating the objectives of the meeting means that we are going to show people what we want to talk about at the meeting or what we want to achieve at the meeting. Let's go. Number 1, we are here today to. Let's try this in a sentence. We can say, we are here today to complete our proposal for company ABC. So for this sentence, we just need to complete the sentence by filling in the objective of the meeting. Remember, it's we are here today to. Number 2, I'd like to make sure we. Let's try this in a sentence. We can say, I'd like to make sure that we complete the proposal for company ABC. Number 3, our main aim today is to. Let's try this in a sentence. We can say, our main aim today is to complete the proposal for company ABC. And our fourth and final one for stating the objective of a meeting is, I've called this meeting to. Let's use this in a sentence. We can say, I've called this meeting to complete the proposal for company ABC. In the next part of this lesson, we are going to look at talking about the agenda. The agenda is everything that needs to be covered during a business meeting. Let's get started. Number 1. Has everyone received a copy of the agenda? This question is quite straightforward. We need to know if everyone has a copy of the agenda so that everyone is aware of what is going to happen and take place during the business meeting. Number 2. There are X items on the agenda today. First, second, third. This is talking about the things that we will look at in the agenda. When we say X items, we can replace X with a number. Example, there are 5 items on the agenda today. First, we will look at our business proposal. Second, we will look at new hires. Third, we will look at interviews. Fourth, we will look at suitable candidates. And lastly, we will look at our finances for the first quarter. This is an example of using the sentence pattern. Number 3. Shall we take the points in this order? This question is asking about the order of the agenda. If we are going to do the meeting according to the order on the agenda, or if we are going to change the order. Example, if we are going to look at number 1 first, and then number 3, and then number 4, and then number 2, or if we are going to go in chronological order, where we will look at number 1 first, number 2 second, number 3 third, and so on. Number 4. If you don't mind, I'd like to go in order today. So this question matches the previous one, and this one is basically saying that we would like to follow the chronological order of the agenda, meaning that we would like to go with number 1, then number 2, then number 3, and so on. Number 5. Let's skip item 1 and move to item 2. So this is if we are going to adjust the agenda according to our personal needs of the meeting. If we need to skip a specific item on the agenda, it's probably not as important or as a high priority as the other things on the agenda. So we can just say, let's skip number whatever and move on to number whatever. The last one is, I suggest we take number 3 last. So this is just saying that we are changing the order of the agenda and we are going to put a specific item at the last segment of our agenda. Next, we are going to look at the various ways that we can introduce the next item of our business meeting or of our business agenda. Let's go. Number 1. This is quite straightforward. There are no explanations needed for this statement. We can simply say, let's move on to the next item. Number 2. We can now move on to. Let's use this as an example. We can say, we can now move on to item number 3, or we can now move on to the last item. So this one just introduces whichever item comes next on the business agenda. Number 3, we need to go on. This is quite an interesting one because it is generally used when the conversation starts to drift away from the business agenda, and it is used to focus the conversation back to the agenda. So we can say we need to move on, meaning that we need to move on to the next item of the agenda. And very similarly to the last one, we can also say, shall we continue? Shall we continue also focuses the conversation back to the business agenda and tells people that we need to continue with whatever comes up on the agenda next. The next item on our list is, so for this one, we just need to complete the sentence. Example, the next item on our list is the recruitment process, or the next item on our list is the new ABC proposal. And that brings us to the end of our first business meetings lesson. I hope that you had as much fun as I did and that you learned lots of new things in this lesson. This is teacher Ashley Hale with Level Up English. Thank you for your time today, and if you have not subscribed yet, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you like this video, don't forget to like the video, comment, and share this video with your friends and family. This is teacher Ashley Hale with Level Up English signing out. See you next time.